Alex, how do you come up with this strong mind to be able to do things which seem to be hard?
I came to understand that if I don't get resilient enough,
Yeah.
and this life keeps knocking me in, then I will be in a position of breaking. So for me not to break again, I have to toughen up, you see. Trauma itself forced me to become the best, to give my mom a better life for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that is true. So most of people who are successful, I see it is a result of pain.
Yeah.
They had to go through some pain, and they had to decide now, I can't go.
100%. Because if you miss the pain as a man, you won't have the drive itself, you see. For instance, a man who have achieved success without having to go through a lot of pain and all this kind of struggle to get it, then that man won't be in a position of being grateful for that success that he gained. But if you are a man and you passed through a lot of pain, you build up resilience and all this stuff, and at the end of the day you achieved whatever you wanted in life, then guess what? You will be really grateful because you fought, you see. That is what it is critical. Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm super fine, I thank God.
Yeah, I've been doing the Esdras show.
Yes.
And I've been speaking alone for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been thinking of starting a long form content.
Yeah,
Podcast.
the way it should be, man. It has to go down to it so big.
And I was thinking of having the first guest.
Yes,
And of course it had to be you, man.
to the top.
To the top, man.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, so because I've been studying your work, I've been studying the way you do things.
Yes.
And I see a gem that you seem to have a very strong mind, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the major slogan of my show.
Yeah.
Is try to understand the mind.
Yes.
And talking of mental resilience, how do you come up with this strong mind to be able to do things which seem to be hard?
Okay, as a matter of fact, mental resilience is something that men should have, as a matter of fact. Simply because life is hard. Technically speaking, life as a man out there, it will punch you in the face, big dog. You have to understand. I came to understand that if I don't get resilient enough, and this life keeps knocking me in, then I will be in a position of breaking. So for me not to break again, I have to toughen up, you see. It's like this quote that if someone throws stones at you, gather those stones and then build the foundation for yourself, you see.
Yeah.
The same thing with life. It will throw hardship, especially if you are a man out there. It will throw hardship. That is just 100% sure.
Yeah.
It will do that, and if you are not resilient enough, you will end up killing yourself or something else. But as a man, you have to understand, it's up to you. What do you want? Then on top of that, you build it step by step.
So your main content is focusing on men.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And,
Technically, not necessarily men, but the youth, even women actually. Yeah.
So at what point in life did you come to realize that life is hard, man? I have to be strong. I have to be with a strong mind to tackle it.
Okay, life brings a lot of things to your doorstep.
Yeah.
You see, simply because as a young man, maybe relationship and such kind of things. But for me, what brought the change is the situation in my home. You see, my mother's life, my sister's struggles, and all this stuff. These things, like, they were really traumatizing simply because, for instance, like for me, my dad rejected me and my sister, and also kicked out my mom. So with that kind of pain and trauma, that forced me to become the best version of myself. To go out there and just be in a position of stepping up, taking the responsibility of my life, simply because if my own dad can reject me, then should I reject myself and kill myself? No. I have to go out there and show him. You rejected the wrong guy, big dog. You just rejected the wrong guy. So I just had to step up and just become the best version of myself. Yeah.
To prove.
That the trauma itself forced me to become the best, to give my mom a better life for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that is true. So most of people who are successful, I see it is a result of pain.
Yeah.
They had to go through some pain, and they had to decide now, I can't go.
100%. Because if you miss the pain as a man, you won't have the drive itself. You see, For instance, a man who have achieved success without having to go through a lot of pain and all this kind of struggle to get it, then that man won't be in a position of being grateful for that success that he gained. But if you are a man and you passed through a lot of pain, you build up resilience and all this stuff, and at the end of the day you achieved whatever you wanted in life, then guess what? You'll be really grateful because you fought, you see? Yeah. That is what it is critical. Yeah. Pain is a must.
It's a must.
Yes.
Another thing that I've seen that you focus on is becoming strong physically.
Yes.
Yeah, how does that help in this life?
Okay, for men it is very critical. If you look back in the days, back in the dark ages where men were hunters and gatherers, these men had to be physically fit to be able to thrive in their life, simply because their work involved like crazy workload during the day, you see. So they had to be strong. The same thing with men in a modern day society. You need to understand that to be strong, you are strengthening your mind. A strong body equals to a strong mind, as Andrew Tate says. That is just a fact. You just have to understand. If you have a strong body, you can be in a position of having a resilient mind, simply because when you go to the gym, actually, you are pushing like those things that are holding you behind. You see, I go to the gym and I push those weights, like I do the reps, like a freaking weirdo, because I know very well I'm pushing my mental ceilings. You see, I'm pushing beyond the limits of my mind. I'm pushing ahead, and that's why it is very critical for men to be lifting heavy weights, to be doing workouts. It's very critical to be fit, because on top of it, it adds you another benefit of being confident with yourself. So it's very critical for men.
I've also experienced the same.
Yeah.
Because even waking up, the first thing, if you decide to maybe go to the gym early in the morning,
yes,
waking up is the first step to even build that resilience.
100%.
Because it's so hard, man.
And I remember back in the days when we were running out there, and it was really crazy because we used to wake up like 5. We ran like for 1.5 hours. We're crazy. Like, that built a lot of pain in the process, but as well it built a lot of kind of like resilience to fight together.
Yeah, because
it's crazy.
If you can do that,
yes,
then it means you can do other things as well. You can apply 100%. That to life.
100%. No? Because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. That is just 100% true.
And it falls down to why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which can be defined as the pain itself.
The pain itself.
Because if you don't have the strong why,
yes,
you won't wake up.
100%, simply because if you don't have people who are pushing you ahead, you don't have a why attached to a person. By there, as my friend Sammy told me back in the days, you have to attach your why to a person. For instance, for me, I attached my why to my mom. I attached my why to people suffering on the streets. You see?
Yeah.
You have to attach your why to a person, simply because that will push you hard enough. Because you'll be watching those people suffering and you'll be like, dang, I'm doing less. You see?
How do you do that? Like, give an example of
okay, for instance, my mother's suffering when she was raising us. You see? This woman used to fight like crazy. And in a job, she's working. She's getting paid a little bit amount of money, barely enough to sustain us through the month. And I see her suffering and trying to recover, borrowing from friends and such kind of things. And I'm like, dang, man, this is so freaking painful. So I attached my why I want to be successful, because I see my mother like waking up, working so hard. The same thing, my mother attached her working hard on me and my sister to raise us, because she knew if she doesn't wake up, then guess what? We will die, you see? So, and that's why it is very critical to attach like, for instance, when you have a child, maybe a son or something, that son will push you to wake up.
Exactly.
That's what it is, you see? You attach that why to that someone. Because if it were for you, you're doing it for you, you won't be in a position of waking up and just go out there and chase more. No. But because you see someone is depending on you, is looking up on you, then you can be dang, I gotta fight for these people, man. I gotta fight for my son, for my wife, for my, and all this stuff. You have to attach that why to a person, because that is, you are kind of tapping a pure source of strength. You You see, it's love.
It's a form of love.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now you find most people cannot do that. I mean, they are not willing to do that.
Yeah.
Why do you think most people cannot attach their wives or are not able to struggle and try
move for it?
Yeah.
You know, I think of it like this. A lot of people out there, especially for young men watching this and young women as well, we really want to be successful as a matter of fact. Like, we want to be successful. But the problem is, we are doing it for ourselves only. You see? We are saying, I want to drive, I want to do that. You're just watching at you. I want to buy the best phone. You see? But that doesn't give you the opportunity to override that strength that comes when you attach your why to your people who are looking up on you. For instance, your mom, if she didn't have you as a child, that means she wouldn't be in a position of pushing herself hard to feed herself, because there's no reason. No. But because she knows very well, my son is waiting for me. And guess what? I just have
no option.
Yeah, because as men, sometimes we are not in a position of going after it simply because, first of all, we haven't yet attached our why to other people. Secondly, we are just working on ourselves. We are just selfish in a way that we cannot do it for other people. We want to do it for ourselves only. And that is where the mistakes comes in.
Another thing I usually see is yes, you've defined your why.
Yes.
And you decided now to go for it.
Yes.
And then you find it's hard, man.
Yeah.
And then you start having these negative and limiting beliefs.
Yes.
How do you now overcome that?
You know, in life as men, we have to understand first, nobody is coming for us. You see? And if I don't go for it, if I don't fight for what I want in life, that means no one is coming to help me out on that area. You see?
Yeah.
So it's all up to me to step up. It's all up to me to go out there and just decide to achieve whatever I want to achieve. Simply because I look at it like something like this. If I stay here, I'm still broke. I haven't achieved anything. And if I go, I might not achieve anything as well.
Yeah.
I might fail, you see. But I look at it like this. If I stay here, I will lose. And if I go, I might lose as well. Yeah. But if I go and put in the work, then guess what? I might win. There's an opportunity. So I have to go, whatever it takes. You just have to be in a position of understanding. Fear will always be there, actually.
Yeah.
Fear will always be there. It won't be like, it won't just escape in thin air. No. It will always be there looking up on you. It will like be knocking on your door. But it's up to you to be like, dang, I'm gonna do this shit.
I had a certain expert saying that courage is not the fact that there is no fear.
Yes.
It's acting regardless of fear.
100%.
Yeah, so I think that is true. And also I had another person, the CEO of X.
Yes.
Elon Musk.
Yeah,
the king himself. I had this person saying that if something is important now,
yes,
that's why there's no way, you don't have to stop.
Yeah.
Just do it. If you
do it till you die, man.
Exactly.
When you have a purpose to do as a man, like you can't sleep all night. You just think about it.
All day.
Purpose is actually amazing because without purpose, men we just go by default.
Yeah.
And that means we are not okay doing anything else. You see, we are just sleeping. We are just weirdos. But when you have purpose, you won't find time to this. You won't do this. Like you won't do crazy things. You will only be interested in what you love doing. That is what it is.
Exactly. I think purpose is the major thing.
100%.
Like if you have to realize your purpose, so that now that is going to guide you.
Yes.
To guide you in your goals, in your steps. And if you don't know that, I think it's going to be a little bit hard.
Yeah.
And most people find it hard to realize their purpose, to realize their passion.
Yes.
What is the difference between passion and this purpose?
Passion and purpose. Yeah. Passion is something that you really like doing. Something that you really like doing. Like it's something that you feel good doing. But purpose might come in a way that you don't want to do it. You don't like doing it. It's something that it's beyond what you like doing.
But you have to do it.
See? Passion is something that oh, I'm happy doing this, I'm happy skydiving and all these kind of things. It's like it is slightly associated to hobbies
And fun.
Yeah, and fun, something of the sort. I have fun doing this. I have fun biking and all these kind of things. But purpose is when
I love biking.
You might like to do something,
Yeah.
but sometimes it brings some things that you don't like even doing, like building a business, leading other people. It's hard because it's hard. Purpose is something that comes with a degree of hardness that you have to overcome as well to actually achieve it. See, it might not be necessarily something that you really like doing, but it has to be done.
So
Yeah, that is what it is critical.
it goes down to like your why, your pain. When you have established that,
Yes.
then you go down at what you have to do.
100%.
There's no passion there.
Yes.
You have to now get into.
You know what is fascinating about Elon Musk is that this dude followed purpose. I was looking at his PayPal story and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
It was hard to overcome other companies like eBay and these kind of things. So this dude was like fighting like crazy. You see? Like, but that pain of pushing hard, that is what that makes purpose. That is not passion. That is purpose.
Anybody can do that.
Yeah, if you really want your purpose that bad, you can do it. Anybody can pull it off, by the way. 100%. Don't listen. By the way, young men, don't listen to someone who is telling you that you can do what you want. No, that's a freaking weird. That's a weird to tell you that.
Yeah.
You have to bend the reality to what you want to do. You want it to be. That's all it is.
Because without that, man, there's another quote I heard the other day that most men lead to lives of quite desperation.
100%.
Because they don't want to embrace their purpose.
100%.
They feel to a safer side of maybe doing a job, a 9-to-5 job, and then now you get married.
Yeah.
Now you have responsibilities, and you have to stick to that job every day, and you don't. There's no meaning in your life.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that is so terrific, man.
That is the cycle of life, actually. If you are a common man and you settle for that commonness, that means for the rest of your life you go in that spiral of being a common man because you are not trying hard enough. You see, the reason as to why Elon Musk inspires a lot of people is simply because when they tell him it is not doable, he tells them, I can do it. Exactly. You can't do it, but I can. I'm a G, you see. That is what that matters. Do you believe in yourself? You see. That is what that matters only. You don't have to let someone else define who you are. You have to be inspired by the purpose that is within you. Because if you feel it is doable, then let no one else tell you up there it is not. That's what freaking weird. He's not interested in your well-being. You see. That's what it is.
The only one who understands yourself. That's why another thing you have to do, I think, is to don't compare yourself much to other people.
100%.
Compare yourself with who you were the other day.
Yeah.
To see the progress. Because when you compare yourself to other people, you feel like you are chasing someone else's dream, or you are living someone else's life.
Yeah.
But now when you define your life, that's what I usually like to do is I have to live my true authentic life, my purpose.
Yes.
And that now like leads to meaning.
Yeah, 100%. Purpose is critical. That's the meaning of life. Because there's no reason as a man you are living that you don't have something that you are actively fighting for. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, now I've seen you've written a book.
Yes.
What
100%.
Don't you mind to share?
Okay.
What is it about?
Yeah, this book is called The Edges of Masculinity. This book is crazy actually. I wrote it for men. I just had to write it simply because I had scribbled down like 2 years ago, I want to be an outlaw. And actually I ticked it off like a few months ago simply because with purpose, you have a reason to fight for it. So this book is written for men and now The Edges of Masculinity. I wrote it simply because I had no dad. I was raised by my mom alone and I had to to unravel these edges, to see how men should treat themselves. I had to build a man that I want to be, and that's why I documented that man in this book. You see, especially for men who are watching this. This book is crazy. It's something that I wrote it from beginning of my life all the way to where I want to be in my life.
Also, it covers the story of.
Yeah, it's the transition story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the transition of a man. How a man comes from a void, like a man is not fulfilled. He's lost in vices. He's lost in things that are not concerning with his dreams and ambitions. And at the end of the day, he comes slowly by slowly realizing himself. At the end of the day, achieving whatever he wants to achieve in life. That is what I've documented in this piece. Yes. It is all about the path that a man should take, the path that at least you should try to chase, simply because there's no reason of living in that life of quiet desperation without a meaning or purpose. But this book is trying by all means to bring men back to the path that they were meant to be. I'm not telling you in this book to maybe follow a path like that I followed, but technically to follow the path that your brain, your heart, the authentic voice of God is telling you to follow. You see? Yeah, stop drinking, stop doing bullshit things, do what you are supposed to do. Get back, be disciplined, do the workouts, build the businesses you want. This is what the book is talking about.
Yeah, so like you've heard, this book is perfect for men, unravel the edges of masculinity. How much does this cost?
Okay, this book goes for only 700 Kenya shillings. 700? Yeah, around Kenya, and then you get shipment wherever you are at.
Also,
also I will be in a position of setting it up online so that it can be sold easily.
In this book, you will get to realize whatever we are talking about, from purpose to discipline, and everything in it. And I don't think we've talked about discipline.
Yeah.
How do you define discipline?
Discipline is critical because success, I was explaining to a guy yesterday, success is something that you might achieve success in the fintech industry, I might achieve success in the fitness industry. Yes, success might be different, but the basics of success are all the same. Elon Musk achieved success simply because he was disciplined, he was competent when he was starting. You see? But SpaceX achieved success simply because it is in the industry where people are interested in Mars. You see? So, but SpaceX wouldn't have been that successful if Elon Musk was a bitch. You see? That's what it is. Because he decided to be the best. He decided to get his mind together. He decided to be competent, disciplined, and all these kind of things. Then he was able to pull off SpaceX. You see? That's what that matters. The basics of success are discipline, competence, and that other kind of disciplines that you want.
Yeah, like Elon Musk. I was listening to his story, and this dude was used to sleep like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes not.
It's fascinating. Yeah.
Not having a bedroom, sleeping in the office.
Yes.
I think that is more than discipline.
you know when you have purpose, as I told you earlier, when you have purpose, you can spend the whole night working on it. Like you just feel good working. Like the flow state, the obsession of doing it is just pushing you so hard in such a way you can't stop. You see? You don't have time to watch TikTok. You don't have time to watch other people laughing and all these shit. Yeah. You just have time to build whatever you want. That is what it is.
We talk about TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. How do you, man? TikTok. You know when I first saw TikTok?
Yes.
In I don't know how many years ago. Like 3 years ago. 4. I had to delete think about it.
Yeah.
You know, because I realized that it is taking my time.
Yes.
Not even time. It is confusing, man. You find yourself just scrolling.
I'm just scrolling.
Do you have TikTok?
Yes, I have it, but I post content that is actually making sense. Though I don't spend time on it or doing some kind of things there and watching. No, I don't do that. Though I have TikTok by in my phone. Though I use it for making content for young men to hear and just.
So you use it to produce, not to consume.
100% to produce, not to consume. You know, that is honest way TikTok is that fascinating and captivating a lot of people, young men, actually. It's simply because it is giving you fake dopamine hits. Yeah, immediate gratification and these kind of things. Simply because chasing your purpose is so hard in such a way you replace chasing your purpose with something that is far much easier, yet giving you far more dopamines on a daily basis. So you avoid your purpose, but you chase the fake dopamines that you get at TikTok.
Someone is asking, what do you mean by dopamine?
Dopamine. So dopamine is the kind of how our brains reward us. Yeah, it's the rewards that our brains give us. For instance, when you associate with a woman as a man, you feel good simply because, and that woman actually says yes to your proposal. Then you feel good simply because the dopamines have stretched your brain in such a way that, dang, I did something. It's the reward cycle of your brain. And that is why the elites are what the elites are doing to ensure that they have tapped to a dopamine cycle, you see, to distract you so that you get fake dopamines and get distracted from their stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That is what TikTok does.
Yeah,
it gives you, we call it instant gratification.
Yeah.
It rewards you, and now every time you feel like you are down, you want to feel happy.
Yes.
In a short time. So, but now there is delayed gratification, which is now linked to purpose.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You're working on something with the aim of feeling good in the next 10 or 20 years.
20 years. Long view itself.
Yeah. And I think that most of the people are missing that.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of young men are doing that.
Is it possible now how do we get people out of this instant gratification?
Okay. Purpose is first of all the critical thing. You are why. So
it goes back to the same.
It goes back to the same thing.
Purpose.
The purpose that you have. If you have purpose, that is dopamine enough. Like for me, shooting this podcast.
Yeah.
Damn, man. This is going to the pages of history. You see? That's something amazing for me. I can be doing this for the rest of my life. You see? I feel good talking. I feel good going out there with young men, doing push-ups and all these kind of things. I feel good doing what I want in life. You have to hack your dopamine cycles. You know, simply because if you don't cultivate that discipline within you and tell yourself, I don't have time for TikTok. I just want to build this man that I want. Then you can't be in a position of getting it. You see, you just have to hack your brain. Hack your brain. Self-hypnosis. Nothing else.
The other thing linked to purpose is time.
Time.
You know, one thing that usually fascinates me
is
to realize that we are going to die.
Yeah.
And it's not promised that you will die at 70 or 80. Some people just die anytime.
Yeah, even 23 can die.
Yeah.
I know a guy who died he was 20. And it was so sad for me. Simply because I was like, damn man, what did that guy do?
Died at 20.
He died at 20 and I'm like, Jesus. It's over, man.
It's over.
It's over. So
yeah, so like
when
you realize that far,
yes,
I think it's going to give you that motivation,
that
energy to realize that you have to do the thing.
You have
now.
to act quick. You have to just act.
There's no time to waste.
You know, people actually say that you have to enjoy life because you will die one day. Yeah. But I'm like, no, big deal. I have to build what I want because I will die one day. You see? That's what that matters. I can die tomorrow, so today I have to do something that will ensure if I die tomorrow, I left a legacy, big deal. But most people view it like you have to enjoy your life because you can die one day.
You know, the other a few days ago I did an episode on karma.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, like now karma is this fact that whatever you do,
yes,
there is consequences. There are consequences.
Causality.
Yeah, causality.
Yes.
So people now don't think about that.
Yeah.
And if you say like because we are dying, We are going to die. I'll just enjoy myself.
Yeah,
and when you define life like that, you end up doing things.
Yeah, crazy things.
Yeah, but there are consequences.
100%. That narrows down to logical things, logical way of thinking, and emotional way of thinking. You have to be logical. You have to look at the consequences of what you do. Because I normally tell people, if you spend time with somebody, like the way I'm spending time here in the podcast, Esdras show, I'm spending my life. You see? The time I spend with you, I'm spending my life. So it has to be worth it. And because I have a purpose, my life won't be spent on someone who is wasting it. It won't be spent on something which is wasting it. I have to spend it with someone who is helping me build it, you see? And so that
is so hard now. That will bring another issue now about friends and people you hang around with. So, at times we've all had some advice from people. People who are successful or who have made it. And they are telling you to have a circle of people who have, at least who have purpose. Or do not stay with friends who bring negativity to you. But then you find a lot of young people and they don't like to change.
Yes.
What is really happening?
Okay, in terms of the people that you surround yourself with, that is very critical. For men, actually, as I told you earlier in the podcast, for men we are social beings. We live around people who are maybe helping us experience life, because life is all about experiences, and we cannot make experiences when we are alone. We need other people. But the problem is, with that purpose that you have in mind, when you associate with the wrong kind of people, that means those people will lure you away from the purpose. For instance, if you surround yourself with people who are drunkards, people who are doing crazy shit, you see, you surround yourself with people who are not driving you ahead. These people, what they are doing, actively doing, is that they are destroying your dream. You see, as I told you earlier, when you are spending time with someone, you are spending your life with them. That means when you are spending time with people who are not helping you in any other way, these people are actively destroying you. That is very critical for men. You have to understand, the people you surround yourself with are the ones who will either build your life or destroy it. That is just 100% sure.
And now,
but then what is even more amazing, the big companies, like, I don't know, Google, these kind of companies, Facebook, Microsoft, these companies were started by people who are together, working on the same thing. You see? They are working on their dreams. But for the people in their ages who are together drinking, that means now they are consuming from Microsoft and they are freaking weirdos. That's what it is.
And you find now that these friends who are not doing something of importance, they can't leave each other. Like, because of, they feel like, I'm going to lose my friend.
It all goes back to the dopamine cycle. You are addicted to those short gratification. The short-term gratifications. You are addicted to that, and you can't easily break off from those kind of friends. You see, you are just going in the cycle of self-destruction, which you feel like it's bliss. You know, they normally say like ignorance is bliss. Now you're just like in that comfort zone. It's like a comfort zone. It's hard to get off your couch, you see, and go there and run. So it is very easy to stay convenient, lazy, watching movies with your freaking buddies. That is easy to do, you see. But getting out of that comfort zone, that is hard. And now your brain is trying to push you back. No, we are going so far, big dog. We shouldn't go that level. No. You're not made for that. You're not that hard, you see. You are stuck. You're just stuck. Unless you key in discipline, unless you key in the basics of success, then that's the only time you can be in a position of being courageous enough to step up and be that man that you always desire to be.
So in short, now stepping up means that you are embracing the uncomfortable.
100%. Because
it's not going to be fun.
Success is not fun, big dog. Yes, it is fun when you have achieved it,
Yeah.
but the process itself is hard. You see, the process itself is hard now because you are starting from nothing.
Yeah.
It's like when they were building the pyramids back in Egypt.
Yeah.
These people had to start with one stone. They were like, "Damn, shall we finish this stuff?" Man? It's like football, top of the league. But they had to start. It was painful to carry those stones, stair by stair, all the way to the top. It was painful. That's the same thing with success.
And now I find most of the time some people are contemplating on the fact that it's hard.
Yeah.
And they tend to give up. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, and then they start saying life is not fair.
That is the reason. The reason as to why they do that is because their why is not strong enough. If your why is not strong enough, you won't be in a position of pushing hard. For instance, if your mom didn't have the why of seeing you starving, then she wouldn't have gone out there, you see?
Yeah.
If your why is not strong enough, it won't push you. That's just 100% sure. That's what it is.
But now we're moving into a different world.
Yeah.
The world of technology, the likes of TikToks like we were talking about, and AI.
Social media and such.
And someone is sitting there, doesn't know what is happening. How do you think this person is headed to?
Okay, the reason why most people are utilizing this kind of technology to destroy our lives, to go in the cycle of chasing happiness, it's simply because this person hasn't attached their life to purpose.
Yeah.
You see, having these beautiful cameras that we are using here, I can use it to shoot something great, you see, for other people to use out there, or for other people to run like this video we are doing. And also, I can still use it to destroy myself, to go and club, to do shit, to do things that are actually destroying me. The problem is how we use it.
How to balance now.
Yes. It's technically not about balance, but how you use it. Do you use it towards who you want to be, or are you using it against yourself? For instance, TikTok, you can use it to build success. You can use it to empower other people, to make a difference here on earth, you see. But as well, you can use it to watch garbage. You can use it to waste your time. You can use it to waste your data bundles and resources and such. It's just a cycle. You just have to understand how to use that and then attach it to your purpose. Just stop being distracted by all these kind of things. Use it for what you want it to be for.
Yeah, exactly. So when you talk of using it,
yes,
and like I was saying about this upcoming technology,
yes,
and AI, which is being embraced in the developing countries, or the developed countries, like the whites are already embracing it. Do you see what is the effect that is coming soon for someone who is still there, not embracing AI?
Okay, technology is powerful simply because it is making a lot of people rich actually. A lot of people are getting so influential there simply because they have a phone. So, and if you cannot use such kind of resource to build what you want, then that means you are not going with the times. You see, you won't be in a position of riding the success, the opportunity that have been brought by the technology. Simply because you are using it to destroy yourself in the first place. So you can't open your eyes to the opportunities that the technology itself brings. You see, you just have to shift your perspective on how technology is used, and then use it to your advantage. I mean, there are people making money from their phones. There are people building empires from their phones. There are people marketing their companies from their phones. Why not you? See, why not you? It's simply because you are distracted on social media. You are distracted on TikTok, watching other people doing garbage. You are distracted rather than you should be doing things that are helping you in the first place.
Right.
That's what it is.
So you either
technology is an opportunity.
It's an opportunity, but if you don't realize it,
100%,
you're going to
just
use you. And you're going to, some people are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I look at automation.
Yeah.
Some even creativity. Do you think it's going to affect creativity? Or?
100%, because nowadays computers or maybe the machine can generate things like paintings. You just type there and you generate a painting and then sell it. It has already distracted a lot of things, you know. And if you don't know how to adjust as a human being, adjust and use it to your advantage, then guess what? Those people who will, they will outsmart you and just win over you. Yes, you have creativity and all this, but you have now to adjust and use creativity in terms of technology. You have to incorporate it within the times that we are in.
Be creative and now guide it to
Yeah,
get what you want.
100%. In fact, even movies.
Yeah.
Movies are being created by AI.
Yeah. Not even movies. A conversation like this.
100%.
People are going to create, I don't know how.
Virtual people out there, and they are doing the podcast. That's what it is. So if your creativity will be replaced if you don't embrace the times that as they are. You just have to embrace what it is. Yeah. And use it to who you want to be. To build the man. To build that man that you want to be in life. That's what that matters.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
So, like, you've had a powerful conversation here with my friend Alex. And Alex, so where can we find you? You have a podcast.
Yeah.
And,
okay, you can find my handles on YouTube at Alflex Fit. Yeah, Alflex Fitness. I normally do content like this. We share content concerning masculinity and these kind of things on YouTube, on TikTok, on everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. I'm just posting there every now and then. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you want more powerful content like this, if you want to grow, to identify your purpose and the meaning and everything, just head over to Alflex Fit Podcast on YouTube. Especially YouTube is the long form content.
Yeah, that is
Get
where
everything
content
drops.
You should stop watching garbage on TikTok, people. No. Watch things that are actually helping you. Watch things that you have to sit down and listen to. And share information. Because the fascinating thing about TikTok is that you are just scrolling. Scrolling garbage. You're not running shit. You see? But on YouTube, you are consuming information that is helping you. You see? That's what that matters.
And when you consume, you try to actualize. So we try to free our minds every day. And please just to support this show, just subscribe. Exactly. To the top.